and welcome to Witchy Woman Podcast. I am your host, DaNae Sweet, and this is episode 63. Today, I thought in the midst of all this chaos, we could talk about spring cleaning, because any other time we would be thinking about that right now instead of all of the crap going on social media and everywhere else about this stinking virus. So I thought maybe we could take a break from it a little bit and talk about some witchy ideas for spring cleaning. And then I also have a healing spell. It's very, very simple, and you can use it for yourself, and if you have the permission of another to do the healing spell, because consent is everything, you can totally use it for a family member or a loved one. And I will share that at the end of this podcast. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who is being so supportive of each other in our groups, checking on each other. Those of you that are sharing your struggles, thank you so much for being honest and authentic so that others can feel less alone. And thank you for reaching out if you need help. That is a brave thing to do. So I want to commend everybody. No matter how you're handling it, you're handling it. There are days that I cry all day. There are days that I'm fine all day. There are days when I wake up and I think this is going to be the best day ever. And it ends up a day riddled with anxiety and depression creeping in. But that is normal. We're going through something transformative and hard, and this isn't going to be an easy transition for anybody. So for all of us, let's pat ourselves on the back and say, hey, we're getting through a pandemic. Okay? Okay, enough about that. I would like to share some things that for spring cleaning purposes. So let's just start out on what kind of my plan would be. So I like to start at the front of the house to clean all of the, if you think about it as energy instead of dirt or clutter or whatever, I clean and I work from the door to the back door, front door to the back door, because I'm pushing all of the stale, stagnant energy out. Anything negative is going right out that back door and it's not coming back in. So I start with the front door. And the things that you can do with that, you can do like a wash, almost like a floor wash, but you can use it for all of your surfaces, the windows, to the wall. Good God. You can use it on door frames and everything. And here is the formula that Maddie came up with that I absolutely love. And her formula is like 4 pumps of Castile soap, and you got to get like a spray bottle. So 4 pumps of Castile soap, 10 drops lemon oil, 10 drops wild orange oil, 2 tablespoons of Florida water, 4 tablespoons of witch hazel, and then you fill the spray bottle up with water, distilled water, whatever. You can also add a little bit of white vinegar if you would like. Anyway, you can use different stuff like sage oil or rosemary oil, kind of whatever, but the base of it is Castile soap, Florida water, and witch hazel and wind water. Anyway, stick this in a spray bottle and go outside your door. Open the door, go outside. Clean the front of your door, the top, all the way around the frame of it, and then you walk into the door and you kind of clean all of the surfaces as you walk in. So as you do this, you want to think about all of the positive things you want to draw into that front door, your metaphorical front door as well. You want to bring in health and prosperity, abundance, joy. When you're doing these things, be mindful of your thoughts. So it's like an unspoken spell when you're cleaning. If you want to clean that front door thinking, I'm going to bring in, this door is going to be the host to so much abundance and love and joy and health and wellness. And as you do that, it's putting all of that intention into it and releasing it into the universe, just like you would if you would do like a formal spell. So the next thing, I want to add, I also put sigils and runes. So you can draw in your, like I'll spray on the door or a surface, and then I'll like draw a sigil or a protective rune or abundance, or whatever, into the surface, like kind of like I'm finger painting with the cleaner. And by doing that, you're also putting that level of intention into it with the symbol. So you're just, say you want to put, you made a sigil for health and wellness, and you want to put that on your front door because you want to bring that in, but you also want a protection, so you can put like a protective sigil on the outside as well. So it's just some ideas there, and of course do your own thing. Like, you don't have to do this exactly how I do it. I'm just kind of giving you some ideas. Usually when you come in a front door, or a lot of people have like a rug or something, take that sucker outside, beat it off. Oh, that sounded bad. Shake it off and let it sit in the sun. As witches, or for myself anyway, I think I discount the sun and that masculine energy too often, because I'm focused on the lunar cycles and how I honor that feminine divine, but we forget about the masculine as well. And that sun is very powerful. It's going to seep into that rug. It's going to clean it with, solar rays, physically clean it, but it's also going to clean it with that masculine, powerful energy. So that is something that you can do. And then I like to do, if we're going to do it like a big giant spring cleaning, then the baseboards and walls also will be cleaned with Maddie's mix. Or you can just, if you are allergic to essential oils in general, you can use just white vinegar and water. I think like a cup of white vinegar to like a gallon or a half a gallon of water. Cleans really well. You can clean, it's got a nice high vibe, cleans your baseboards and your walls really nicely. Do not use that mixture over the top of wallpaper, because it will take it off if you get it too wet. So I would start with my front area, clean the baseboards and all of the walls in there, and work my way through the house that way. I know some people do it like counterclockwise and clockwise as they go. I just kind of work my way from front to back, however that happens. I'm sure there's a right way to do it, but this is the way I do it. So once you get the baseboards and the walls done, I like to dust, and I do that before my floors, because I just start dusting and my floor gets dirty from all the crap that I like wash off the countertops and windowsills and the dirt and the dust and old bugs that are stuck in like the windowsill cracks. So I don't worry about what I put on my floor until I'm all done. So I'm going to dust, and I'm going to dust with that mixture that Maddie made. Or like I said, you can use just vinegar and water. And I want to preface all of this. None of this has anything to do with the virus. This is not going to protect you physically from the virus. None of these products I'm mentioning are for that. They're more for energetic cleaning and physical cleaning, but has nothing to do with the virus. I don't want anybody going, I tried this and I still got the virus, because I just have a sneaking suspicion somebody's going to try to do that, and it's not going to. Follow the actual guidelines that your health department has put out as far as protecting yourself from the virus. Okay, I digress. So once you get baseboards and walls done, dusting. So I dust, so we should dust everything. Dust the countertops, all of the surfaces, all of your crystals, get them out. I dust them with just a washcloth with a little bit of, it's just barely damp. I don't put any chemicals or anything cleaner-wise on my crystals at all, because some of them don't do well with chemicals or water. So very slightly damp rag is how I clean off all of my crystals, like physically clean them. If you have a way to stick them all out, once you're all done, you can stick them outside, let them soak in the moonlight when it's a full moon. If you have selenite, you can put them on selenite plates, or in a bowl of selenite. That helps clear crystals energetically. As far as the floors go, so I have mostly carpet in this house. Our ranch house had mostly like those laminate floors or the fake wood stuff. So I would do a floor wash for the most part, but here there's carpet. So we do our carpet fresh. So it is a mixture of baking soda. So like I just get a a small, like a canning jar, whatever I've got around the house, and I'll fill it like 3/4 full of baking soda, and then we will put the rest, like a fine salt, like a sea salt, and then we put oils in it that cleanse and clean. We like to use prairie sage oil, eucalyptus, tea tree oil, and peppermint. And you can use whatever oils you want. I like those because they have an antibacterial property to them. They're also very clearing, and I think a lot of not just like physical dirt and grime gets in your carpet, but I think it is a sponge. For me anyway, I feel like carpet is a sponge for energetic dirt as well, if you want to call it that. So I feel like by using this kind of Carpet Fresh, the salt helps renew and protect and cleanse. Baking soda is going to soak in any of those smells, and all those oils really freshen up and clean the carpets. And this is just a dry sprinkle. So if you're going to clean your carpets, you want to just vacuum them first with no I don't put any of the Carpet Fresh down. I will vacuum first, and then in your carpet cleaner, if you have one of those shampooers, put the regular stuff in there, and then add just like half a teaspoon of Florida water in with your carpet shampoo mixture, and that helps cleanse everything and really get it energetically clean along with that physical clean. And then after you have shampooed and all dried, like the carpet's all dry, then you can use the Carpet Fresh to give it like an extra layer of freshness after you vacuum. If you have hard floors, for the tile, for laminate, whatever else you got, you can use a floor wash. So what I mean by that is just like fill up a mop bucket, like, I don't know, 3/4 full, because if I fill it all the way full, I spill it everywhere. So anyway, fill up your mop bucket however full you want. You can use a Hydron floor wash, and you can buy that at a lot of metaphysical stores. And what that does is really cleanse everything energetically. Hydron floor wash is for cleansing energy, for bringing in good luck, for I think even some people use it to like reverse the evil eye, things like that. So you can use a Hydron floor wash, or you can use water, white vinegar, and then whatever oils you want. We use the crap out of Florida water. So I'm going to put a little Florida water in there. And because it's tile, you got to be careful of what oils you use. But laminate's pretty much everything's fine for like linoleum or whatever. So I like to use citrus oils in the kitchen. I depending on what room it is. So the kitchen, I feel like for some reason citrus is what I want to use in there. I smell Maddie using quite a bit of citrus when she cleans as well. If it's in my bathroom, I want more of an antibacterial, get rid of odors thing, so I'm going to use probably a peppermint or a tea tree oil. Also be mindful of your pets. If your pets are floor lickers, be careful. Do your research on what or what oils are actually okay for your pets. So say you've done all that, you've done all your floors, you've done the mops, you've floor washed, all of that stuff. Oh, I know what I was going to ask. Gosh, I am all over the place. I'm super sorry. Rue water is amazing to put in your floor washes or in whatever you use to clean like baseboards and walls with. Rue water is great for luck and abundance, and also getting rid of like evil eye, things like that. And then, so say I have gone, I've done all my floors, my walls, my countertops, I have dusted, I have taken all my crystals out, I've done all that. So then I'm going to move to my witchy supply, wherever area that is for you. So we're going to look at all of your herbs and take down what you need. What are you out of? What are your, oh, I want to get this herb, or I'm out of that herb. I'm going to dust off all of my bottles, my jars, just go through everything. My essential oils, what do I need? As far as candle supplies, I make my own, so I'm going to look and see what candle supplies I have so I can make some if I need to. And then then you go to the freezer. And if you have put anything in a jar in the freezer or in a Ziploc bag in the freezer, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Reevaluate. This is a great time to reevaluate. Does this person still need to be in the freezer? And if so, stick them back in. If not, maybe it's a time to let that go, take that off of your property. And I like to give anything like that, I bury it usually, not if it's plastic. I don't bury the jar either. I'm going to probably dump it out, let it thaw out, dump it out, and bury whatever I have in there. And ask for all that energy to be returned to sender with love if I choose to let it out of the freezer. What else? Oh, so on all of my windows, so before I do my back door, I'm going to do my windows as I go. So from the front door, I'm drawing those runes and sigils. All of the windows in the front, I'm going to draw something on them. And I like to do that you can do it while you're washing the windows. So if you're just using like Windex, just spray Windex on there, and then draw the rune with your fingertips. I like doing that with, as I clean. You can also use water, just put a little bit of warm water in a bowl and a sprinkle of salt and lemon juice, and you can draw those on all of your windows that way as well. So I'm going around my room or my house. In my room, I want to bring love and peace into my room. So I'm going to draw sigils and runes on my windows and doors that bring that sort of thing into my bedroom. Into the living room, I want joy, community, family, that sort of happiness, the closeness. I want to bring in health and wellness. So on all the windows and doors in the living room and our common area spaces, that's kind of what I'm going to be putting on all of that. The kitchen, love and health. I feel like the kitchen is where you're taking care of your family. You're feeding your family. You're feeding yourself. So love and wellness, those are the sigils I'm going to put in there. So then you got your back door. So this is, to me, is the last witchy spot to clean, because I've cleaned everything else and I'm pushing everything out that back door. I'm going to open it up and just visualize like a vacuum. I'm opening the door and everything shitty leaves the house. And you can visualize that as like a big cloud of brown air, whatever you want. Open that door up and let that feeling kind of envelop you. And then I am going to clean the inside of the door first, and then the outside of the door with that same wash that I used on the front. And on the back door, the sigils are more going to be a protective type sigil, because for the most part, people don't come in your back door. Out is where that goes. So out, I don't want anybody in. So I'm going to put protective sigils on that part of my home. So now that you have all of this nice and sparkly clean and everything feels pretty high vibe, the last thing I do is I'll prop my back door open, crack my windows in all of the rooms, and do whatever kind of cleansing you do. So smoke clearing. So if you have an herb you like to burn to clean out any kind of low vibrations, then do that. You can use sound, so you can bang pots, ring bells, clap, sing. You can turn on YouTube, put YouTube on your TV and find some music that feels good, that you want to kind of clean out any kind of low vibrations. You can also what else? Oh, sprays, diffusers. So you can either put it in a spray or put it in your diffuser. Mix up some oils that you feel cleanse the house. I really love simple stuff. So rosemary is great for this. Peppermint, eucalyptus, citrus oils are great because those raise the vibe as well. So kind of play with that and whatever feels good to you. And when you're all done, your house should feel so much better. It should feel more alive, less stagnant. It should feel like recharged, if that makes any sense. Okay, some other extra stuff you can do. I feel like our community, the pagan community, is very centered on community, on giving back and doing things for each other. And you can always go through all of your stuff, go through your clothes, weed out anything that you're not going to wear, you haven't worn in a long time, and go donate it. Donate it to whatever source is in your community. In our little thing, we have a little drop-off box where we can put any kind of unwanted items that someone else might want. We can put it there. So donate as long as it's safe. I know right now there's a lot of restrictions on travel and who can go where. So you might want to just put those in some boxes, shove them under your bed, and wait till we can actually go out and do things like that. What else? Oh, Reiki your home. If you're a Reiki practitioner, Reiki your home. That is an amazing way to fill that whole house with love and source energy and force out any kind of low vibe, negative energy that's hanging out. It's a great way. I go room by room. You can just stand in the middle of your room and do it, or the house and do it. It's kind of whatever you want to do. I know there's probably like quote unquote correct way of doing that, but I kind of just go room by room and I do it that way. Something else that is really great this time of the year to do is to reinforce any protective measures that you have on your house, any like magically protective measures. So if you have done protective spells or rituals on your property, in your home, whatever, go ahead and recharge those. So redo the spells, whatever that means to you. Another thing, physically, your physical security. So if you have security cameras, go check your batteries. Make sure that those are all good. Check everything. And make sure that that those are online as well, because we can do all we can spiritually, magically in our little witchy lives, but physical security is still important too. So if that's something that you incorporate into your home, make sure that your security cameras are working and your batteries or connections are all good. So I think I covered most of the things that I do in our house and our property to make sure that everything has good protection. It's all cleared and energetically recharged for the spring. It's a great time to do it, and we're all stuck inside anyway. We're all stuck for the most part. We're staying home, and this is a great way to refocus some of that kind of nervous anxiety type energy we have. I know I have it really bad, so refocusing that energy into something positive is always good. But I wanted to share a healing spell with you. I got some of the ideas for this spell out of the 1001 Spells by Cassandra Eason. So here is the spell. I will go ahead and I will put this in the show notes. I'm going to share it in our group, the Witchy Woman Friends too, so if you want to see it there. And what I want to say about spells is consent is everything. If I'm going to do a spell specifically for someone, so say my cousin gets sick and I would like to help her, I would ask, can I please, would you feel comfortable if I did a spell for you? Explain what that is, and if they say no, then I won't. As far as humanity, we all been doing, I know a lot of us have been doing a lot of meditating, a lot of prayer, a lot of focusing our energy on healing humanity and helping us through that. I think that is fine, because we're not specifically targeting anybody. We're just saying we want to send out all the good energy to humanity as we can, all the healing and the love that we can to serve humanity's highest good. I always put that in, like when I'm doing a spell, especially one for the world or for humanity, I always kind of put that in there, like this is for, the highest good of all, the highest good of humanity. Anyway, I digress again. So, what you're going to need is one candle to represent each target, or one candle with their names carved into it. So this is an easy way. So if my daughter is not feeling well, I'm going to carve her name into a candle. You can use a colored one if it's corresponded to her favorite color or zodiac sign or whatever. You can use a colored candle. You're going to also need sea salt, an incense stick or smudge stick, a bowl of water, and a rose quartz tumble or a quartz tumble, or if you don't have any of those things, pick a special rock. Light the candles and say, I send to you, and then you name the person, so Maddie, the power of fire. May your healing quicken and aspire. And then you pass the rose quartz above the flame and say, pain, sorrow, sickness, and distress, be transformed and blessed by the power of this crystal and this flame. And then you place the crystal in the bowl of water. Light the incense, passing it 9 times around the candle, and then say 9 times, I send to Maddie the power of air. May your healing restore and repair. Add 4 pinches of salt to the water. Swirl it 4 times, saying, here in healing 4 powers unite. Healing, powerful, golden, bright. Water, earth, air, and fire. Bring the healing I desire. Then you stick your fingers in that water and flick some of the drops of the water around and on the candles, the target candles. And then let the candles burn down. Dispose of the candle remains once it's all burned down and the water into the earth. And that's it. I did not put any kind of calling of the quarters or draw any kind of circle stuff, because if that's something you do, you can put that before the spell work, and then closing it is afterwards. So I hope that helps. It's one that I like to do. I like to take I usually add more than 1 crystal, and I'll put them in the bowl, and I actually last time let the water evaporate, and I left those crystals in that bowl, and it took about 7 days, I would say, probably, for the water to be completely gone. And those are now like my powerful healing intention type crystals. And if I'm not feeling very good, I will put them in my pocket, in my bra. I put one above my bed, like on my windowsill, just to kind of have that healing energy with me. You can put it in your pillowcase, but that I kind of use that when I wasn't feeling good. A whole household kind of had the sniffles 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I did one for our house and us, and I kept kind of like as a dual purpose spell. I kept the stones to use afterwards for continual healing. So play with things, make it your own. It doesn't have to be like that, but it is something that I found I liked because it involved all of the elements, and that's something that I really like in a spell, is involving all the nature I possibly can. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay, so I really wanted to shout out to all the Patreon members for your support. Like, seriously, it's amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So I kind of wanted to name off everybody. Okay, so we have Becky M, Taryn A, Tara M, Sydney, Stephanie, Sentry G, Selena K, Sarah C, Rawson O, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Robin H, Rebecca K. We also have Paige Vanderbeck, the Fat Feminist Witch podcast. I'm so excited she decided to jump on and support the podcast. So thank you so much, Paige. I really, really appreciate that. Sorry, totally fangirled there. I've been listening to her podcast for quite a while. Then we have Paige F, Nikki B, Neely M, Nancy M, Michelle T, Michelle H, Michaela H, Melanie H, Megan C, Maggie M, Lynn, Lisa W, Laura L, Kathy M, Juliana A, Julia S, Jessica F, Jenna J, Heidi B, Heather H, Grace B, Aaron R, Dora H, DaNae P, Cassandra M, Christina H, Brandy M, Anna S, Amy, Amanda Hicks, Alex J, Abby R, and what was the last one? Hang on, I gotta scroll up. Amanda N. So thank you so much to all the Patreon supporters. If you have not joined, please do. We're having so much fun. By joining our Patreon group, you get access to the Coven, and that is where we do spells, rituals, live videos. I do quite a few card pulls. Everybody's open to practicing their card pulls in that specific group. We are having a lot of fun. We voted the other day trying to figure out what kind of apocalypse hair I should have, and the vote was purple, blue, green, or red. And so far, purple is in the lead quite a bit. I really, really like blue, though. I don't know. So we're trying to decide. I have a bleach fear because about 4 or 5 years ago, I had a hairdresser, quote, chemically cut my hair accidentally when she overprocessed a bunch of bleach that she stuck in there. So I'm terrified of bleach, but in order to get a pretty purple or blue, I'm gonna have to do it. So I'm kind of freaked out. So that's a kind of like, we do witchy stuff, but right now we need all the distractions we can. So we are doing silly things too, like deciding on my apocalypse hair. I also wanted to remind you guys that Rena Dwelly, one of our citrine sponsors, is offering a free tarot class starting on May 1st. The only thing is you have to be in the WW Coven to have access to that. She is kind of adding some benefits to our coven, and I appreciate that so much. So if you would like a free tarot class, you need to go to my website, witchywomanpodcast.com, and click on join the coven. You can also, by joining our coven, and that's, you can pick a tier, $1, $5, or $10 a month. You can read all about the benefits of those on the Patreon page. And another thing it gets you is witchy classes. So I start classes on, what is it? Is it the 5th? Is that, man, that's coming up so fast. Yes, I believe the 5th. So, like an orientation day will be like the 5th. And what I'm doing in that is doing fun metaphysical classes. We're going to do everything from the basics of witchcraft to empath management. And then I have an entire program I'll offer you guys to sharpen up all of your clairs, all your psychic abilities. Everybody has some. So I used to teach this class when I had my shop in person, but I have developed it so we can do it over the internet. So I'll be offering that too. So all of that, so even for like $1 a month, you get all of that stuff. So I sound like an infomercial. But anyway, we wanted to add a whole bunch of stuff to keep people engaged and busy and keep your minds off of what's happening right now, and do it have constructive things to do. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So check it out. If anybody missed the document for the COVID-19 resources, it is in the Witchy Woman Friends group, Witchy Woman Friends Facebook group. It is in there. I can bump it in case anybody didn't get it, but it's got everything from financial assistance to medical help to mental health support numbers. So if anybody needs anything related to that, it's in the group. And I wanted to also say that I am going to put out random short bonus episodes for a while. I thought maybe we could do some like healing ones so that if you're not really interested in this, you don't have to listen to it. But I thought I would put out some with some meditations. I thought maybe some group activities with some of my friends. As far as the healers go, we could do some kind of thing to offer to podcast listeners so that you can receive some healing if you should want it. So I'll get the details of that out later. I was in meditation this morning, and my guides were like, this is what you need to do. And I'm like, okay. So I guess we're going to put out a couple podcast episodes that are just specifically for meditation and some healing for those who want it right now. I've said a shitload, and I really am not looking forward to editing this episode. Oh, also, Rena's business anniversary is coming up, and she's going to make some cool announcements. So please stay connected to Holistic Healing Therapeutics Facebook page and watch for stuff. You should really, if you're having any kind of guidance issues right now, if you're having some doubts or feel unsure about your future, check out Shelly Leggett of Lavender Potion. She is our other citrine sponsor. And I'm telling you, her freaking readings are amazing. They're no bullshit, no fluff type readings, and they are amazing. So if you are looking for any kind of guidance, check her out. And you can also go to Earth Mama Creations on Facebook. She is another one of our sponsors, and she makes the most beautiful crystal jewelry. She has candles, a lot of these things that can really help us right now. So carrying around a crystal that promotes calm and wellness is something that you can do for yourself, and you can check it off as self-care. So yay. Check them out. You can do that by going to my website and clicking on the sponsors page, and you can read about them. The links to all their businesses are in there. Check it out. We have nothing better to do right now. So I hope everybody is doing okay. I know this time right now is crazy. Like, absolutely. I don't even know sometimes what day it is, and that's weird. I see the seasons changing. Like, I have green grass in my yard. I can see, like, all of the evergreen trees around here are pollinating because my allergies are absolutely insane. So I see the seasons changing, but I don't feel like I'm a part of it. So I'm going to make a conscious effort to get outside and feel more a part of the turning of the wheel. I feel like we're on pause, and I hate that feeling of being put on pause. Like, I don't know what my future, I can't even plan a trip. We can't even go house hunting. None of this can happen at this moment. So part of me healing and getting through that, I think, is going to be connecting with outside, with nature, and watching that turn of the wheel and integrating myself into that so that I feel like I'm still going forward. The earth is not waiting for us. It's going to keep going. The flowers are going to bloom. The grass is growing. The seasons change. And no matter what's happening in our homes or in this country, that is a constant. So that's something that I can latch onto. And I already kind of, nature is a huge part of, the main part of my practice, but I think I've kind of lost that, being distracted by all this crap going on. So I'm definitely going to get outside, hike, sit in the grass, watch the birds, breathe the air, open up my windows when it's good enough to, or warm enough outside to do so. Really try to focus on that stuff, because that will help ground you. It's healing. It's beautiful work to go outside and just be in nature. So if you have nothing else to do, at least go outside. I think the health professionals are recommending, like the mental health professionals are saying, get outside 30 minutes a day if you can, or at least open the window and stand by the window, by some fresh air for 30 minutes a day. Vitamin D is amazing for us. It is proven to help our moods. It's amazing. The sun, that masculine energy, is what I'm really needing right now. And I think the world is going to need that after being inside and scared to go outside so much. So anyway, I'll stop babbling. I hope everybody is safe and is provided for, and I hope you're well. I'm really not sure what else to do to help. So if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay witchy. Bye-bye.